Yeah, welcome guys back to my YouTube channel. I hope guys you're doing very great. My name is Johnston Mozak. I'm just coming live from the village here. That is our beautiful village, that is Nyabohanse village, guys. So I hope you're doing great and you are doing very amazing. So guys, today guys, I want to talk about, and actually I would rather call it just a piece of advice to my fellow villagers. More so, those are YouTubers. So guys, actually before I came back into the village, I was in town, that is in the Nairobi CBD. But I like watching and focusing on what actually is happening in the village. So when you go out there and watch what people are doing in the village, it really inspires people and it's really encouraging and motivate. But now there's this chronic disease. I don't know, I can call it a chronic disease because one, when you don't treat something, it turns out to be very chronic. So in our village here, for me, I want to talk about what Ayamaro has been doing and the impact that has brought out to the society. You see now, the story is very brief and short. If you know Maro, I am Maro. This is a guy who actually started from scratch. We can call it from grass to grace. This is a guy who went outside of this country and learned something important that can actually help our people back in the village. You see now, he has brought the idea in the village. You see, when you study, when you go outside there and when you have some knowledge, that's like when you're learned. Can call it when you're learned. We normally say that there is always something called modern management. So the modern management is where you learn and you give back to the society. So I think this guy has just decided to give back the knowledge that he has to the society, where he has introduced most of us guys to YouTube, and so that people can actually earn. You can earn, where you can monetize, where you share your ideas, your talent, your knowledge, your skills, everything, and you can be monetized. You get paid, and at least you can do something for a living, because you see the current economy of Kenya, it's really hard, and you have to make sure that you are becoming unique and you are doing something that has not been there. And actually, even the government of Kenya itself, it's calling for youths to ensure that they are becoming creative so that they can make job out of themselves. So back in our village, let me cut short there the story of Ayamaro. I'm coming back to his story. So now back in our village, there's this thing that I've said that it's a chronic. I may consider it as a disease because there's this misconception. Since the idea of YouTube came into our village, this is a small village. You find people. They're actually the good part that I know and I like of our village is that most of the youths and most of the YouTubers that are we actually considering doing content on YouTube, they're learned. You find that somebody who has studied and to university level or to masters or to even PhDs levels, and maybe due to lack of job and maybe lack of the godfathers, they are back in the village here. We are struggling and doing some videos and everything. So you realize that there's always something called it's like a calamity. In the African society, when a person dies, it's actually signify or symbolizes like something bad. That's a taboo. It's a taboo. It's how can it go? It's like a taboo. It's a belief that is not welcomed in the society. So there's this recent case that there's somebody who just passed away, a woman, and the two brothers, I think, they're doing YouTube. Even the daughter herself doing YouTube, and he actually had a history of doing some security. I think I can call it security, the guarding part of it in the YouTube families. That is Ayamara. So people are actually coming out with ideas and thinking and unimaginable, and I can call it, it's actually ridiculous that, and it's I know it's really ridiculous that somebody can just come up and just start saying unimaginable stories that, YouTube is a Freemason, or YouTube is it has come into our village, and most of people have been dying. No, people are dying because of YouTube. So like it's a devil worship kind of culture. So I don't know, guys, why that is a disease into our village, our small village of Nyabohanse. So, and the funny thing of it is that I don't know, people are talking, and they're saying that Ayamaro is the guy who is behind everybody who is dying in the village. And I am really like, wow, this is a very ridiculous claims. And you see, the fun part of it is that, people are very courageous. They can even go in their camera and start lying and saying and giving us an what can I say? It's not they're not even realistic evidence. And you say, sorry, you don't have an evidence. No, like now when you can say it's a claim, kind of, it really makes sense. But it is different when somebody just starts saying, no, YouTube, it's a cult part of it of Freemason. People are dying and doing everything in and everything. So, guys, I think you have seen these things trending in their village, and I think it's killing our brand. Actually, if you can look into it well, I think it's really killing our brand. So I don't know, guys, what you think. Just share your thoughts in my comment section there. Let's interact and let's see. Is it that why is it that there is these cultures and this disease that is going on in our village, that there's nobody who is want to talk about it. So let me go back to where I left Amaro part of it. This guy is doing an amazing job here. He's selling his brand, and I like just I saw his video that he uploaded in the morning. I think it was yesterday. I think it's not more than 24 hours ago. He was in Nairobi, and actually the video itself is he met friends there, and he was like, oh, he went actually to make his, uh, his, his dreads. And it's actually about the hustle and bustle of Nairobi. That is what the video is actually talking about. But you'll find somebody saying that it's because of the person who has just died yesterday, and that's why they are out of the village. In the African social background or setting, and not necessarily even the African part of it also. That is a normal, simple lifestyle that everybody has to live. When you wanna live in your from your home. Let's take a very very simple example. You as a person, if you have kids, or maybe you're married, or you are under your parents, sorry, uh, when you want to live, or even like let's say your kids, or you as a person, you have your wife, you have or you are under your parents. When you want to live, for example, you're coming out of the village to the city, you have to say that, mom or daddy, I will be traveling on this day and this day and this date. No, people will ask you. For example, for me, when somebody want to leave out of my house, I'll tell him, where are you going, and when, and what are you going to do? That's a simple, simple like procedure that everybody think in this world, on earth, might go through. Yeah, if people ask you, what are you going to do? When are you going to get out of the town, or when are you going to leave? So I think, so guys, I think there's a really, really serious disease that is actually going to sell out our to actually defamate our brand. No, we have a very, very, very good platform that we can use to make content. And I think in our village here, it's really actually a very good platform where people we can make an amazing content without necessarily focusing on what's not important. Now, for me, guys, I think when it's your time to die, it's your time to die. Either you are in YouTube or you are not, you can die. So I think people, and I think the biggest problem that is actually affecting our society is that, you know, when you get something that you are not prepared for or you are not worked for, and maybe you are not actually even ready for it, you might not work with it very well. Because remember, um, people here in our village actually, the idea was when you grow, you have to study very hard. Let me sip my water. So when you are growing, we are growing up actually, people, we are told like you have to make sure that you are studying very hard so that at least you secure a very good job. And these jobs have disappointed a lot of us here. And I think now it's a good platform, that this social media platform. Remember, actually, I want to take a good example. What is the difference? Why people, this is a concept that has been always been there. For example, YouTube. Like in Nairobi, people are doing content. People are not dying. Why is it that when somebody pass away in our village, it's all directed to the YouTube aspect? Now it's becoming a habit. And now actually here now nowadays is, if you die, there are no in yeah. So guys, actually the problem with our village now is the cause of death has actually changed. In a long time ago in our village, you used to say that when somebody dies is out of malaria, maybe it's HIV. Now that cause of death in our village here, I'm telling you guys, has changed from being malaria or even HIV to YouTube. YouTube is the cause of death nowadays. When you die in our village, in the hospital, they give you a certificate of cause of death is YouTube, the cult. So, guys, I'm really, really, and actually, I don't know what we should do. How can we explain to this village people, to our villagers, that this is just a job like another job? Help me, guys. And what do you think? I think, guys, you have watched a lot of these things in Ayamaro's comment section. People, anybody who is doing an amazing job here in the village, there's always a negative aspect that is associated with him. So, guys, I don't know. And guys, give me your thinking or your thoughts in the comment section. What do you think? So, guys, I want to give you this is now, I can call it a piece of advice to our fellow YouTubers and our, actually, also our villagers. But I want to talk first to our YouTubers. Guys, I think you guys, you really have to be thankful and grateful that Ayamaro is a guy who has a good heart and actually is indeed a character. He's not, he's not Yeah, he's like a good character, you know. He has given us a platform and he doesn't mind the idea of competition. People outside here are worried, guys. When somebody actually is worried, and I know, like, people here in the village. So, guys, people are worried outside here because they think that when you give people platform and actually they'll do great things than you. You see now, a wise man always is not scared of the output. He's actually scared of the input. So I think Ayamaru is a great man who has just given out the idea, platform, and is not worried. So I think me, I'm super grateful, even though I've not met him. I'm super grateful for what he has done to my fellow village mates. So I think for us, what we have to do is to just acknowledge his presence, his job, his work, and we do great thing. He's doing amazing. I have never seen this guy coming out and crying, like saying, "Whoa, 1, 2, 3 people have done this and this and this." He's always saying what is really with him. So if you do a bad thing with him, you actually have to expose it and say, that's a sign of being a commando, like being somebody who can face a problem and solve it. So that is it, guys. And for my fellow villagers, I don't know, I don't want to talk about the DJs things, because I know people are actually attacking this family, and it's really bad, that people are mourning, they have a problem, and you're busy attacking the family. A lot of things that don't actually make sense or add up, or even they're not helping. No, this is a problem, and the right way to deal with the problem is to give a solution, not going there to criticize everything. Everybody is doing his own things on his own way. So I think, guys, you have to really appreciate that, give that family uh, humble time. They do their things the way they want to do them, so let them do their things the way they want to do them. Yeah, so the best thing we can do is to support them where we are needed. Yeah, that is it. And for our village people, I think this now, it's I'll need help from you guys and my supporters. Just share, what do you think can make how can we change the perception of our village onto YouTube? Because I believe that this is just a platform like any other platform. Just like what can I how can I say, it's just a platform like any other platform, like X and Twitter, you know. So I think the best thing for me, I think, is we will do um, campaign awareness. That is education, and more videos we can be giving out, and we make sure that we share them to them so that they understand that this is a platform where you can share your idea, your skills, your talent. It's not a cult. The only difference is you can monetize your ideas, what you're sharing in. You get something maybe to push you when you get something at least to eat, and life goes on. That is it. I think education is the only way approach that can be used to educate these guys and change their perception. Because for me, guys, remember, look at this. If you can be a teacher online, things are changing radically. Like, technology is changing. No, you can be a teacher and you're not employed, so you can share your knowledge on YouTube. People can come and see, watch, learn, and everything is done. But now you can't. It's hard to convince an African parent that you can share your idea there, your knowledge, and you get paid. So for me, I think we have to do a lot of education and outreach, and actually word of mouth also approach can be a very, very amazing concept that can be used here in the village. When you meet somebody who is negative about it, you can just share the idea with him. Just word of mouth. You can tell somebody, talk to people. Also education via this platform. And One last thing that I want to say is that, guys, I think it's high time we keep on supporting ourselves. Let's create our own brand here in our village, because remember, Mara has done a great job, has given us a platform. He has given us how a shout out people have grown out of him. So I think we should actually give credit where credit deserves, and also we have to criticize where actually criticism is required. So we don't have to actually do the opposite. Yeah. So even the Bible says, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So that is the word of it. And really, guys, I appreciate for your time. Remember, guys, my name is Johnston Mozak. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also share, comment, tell a friend to tell a friend, so that at least we can support each other. And we keep on bringing more content and more ideas concerning your concerning our village and what is really going on. So thank you.